WSG 2018-2019 Dota competition representing the Philippines. Welcome on stage your winners, TNC!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special episode after Kuku's epic ban. So let me reiterate something. This story we will focus on karma, the retaliation, what God inflicts upon a person or a company or even a country for doing something bad towards another. It's like one way or another you get hurt. This is like a life lesson which is going to be applied to this case. Now let me give you a background story. Who is Kuku? Where does he come from? And why do we even care? What is the significance? I got all of that, so get your popcorn ready. This is gonna be an epic story. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that red button ASAP. Now, Kuku is a beloved player from the Philippines. His name is Carlo Pallet. Now, Carlo Pallet initially on November of 2018, last year, a couple of months ago, on a public game, in a pub game, he says blank blank, which is a pretty bad racial term, which by the way everybody uses whenever they talk about Chinese players. It's been a given. However, when Carlo Pallet decided to use this term in a public game, it became so highly glorified. It became epic. It was like, oh my god, did you hear what a Filipino Dota superstar said? That's how big it became. Apparently, the Chinese government got so mad, so upset, that something had to be done. Now, the interesting part about this situation is that even though everybody says it, everybody says this apparently very racist term, Kuku had been hit with a thunderbolt. He was hit by a lightning pretty much because the Chinese government was so offended. They took it personally to their hearts. As a matter of fact, they made sure Valve made some sort of punishment for Kuku. So this is what they did. They told Valve, either you kick Kuku in the next upcoming major tournament, the WESG, or we're gonna have problems with you and Dota 2. So Dota 2, Ice Frogs, Valve had to oblige. They said, okay, we don't want no problems with the Chinese government. So we will cause problem. We will put down the throne, the havoc on Kuku. But this was kind of a very harsh situation. You see, many Filipino Dota fans are very shocked because Kuku is not a bad person. He has a great heart. However, despite having a beautiful heart, it didn't matter. Valve chose Kuku to blame. He was the target, the scapegoat, the easy one to put under the bus. And it had to be done. Now that's the interesting part. Now what Team TNC decided to do is that, hey, we'll take the repercussion, we'll take the consequence, and we're gonna drop Kuku for one of the tournaments, the Chongqing tournament, and we're gonna replace him with another player. In fact, TNC replaced Kuku with Raven. Now moving on, how does karma take into effect? Let's get to the bottom of this right here, right now. Karma literally comes back to strike not only just Chinese Dota, but absolutely everyone that went against Kuku. You see, Kuku is just a humble guy, a very generous guy, a very sweet-hearted guy. And when he was kicked out of a tournament, when he was isolated like that in such a way, he felt terrible. Deep down, he did not feel good. Now, of course, as a regular person, he's gonna say, hey, what I did was wrong and I deserve the punishment, which he said clearly. But deep down, that pain that was inflicted remained evident. So now, moving on, this is how mysterious and indefinitely God works. Karma strikes the Chinese Dota's international scene. A few months later, exactly by March 7, 2019, it was an international major where the teams pretty much define or represent their country. So each player from a different country can create a team and represent their country as a team. So let's say if you had mixed players from different countries, you cannot send them to Chongqing or the WESG, World Electronic Sports Games. It was sponsored by Aliplay, Republic of Games, HyperX, China Telecom, PlayStation, and a few others. It was a best of 2 format in the group stages, and then they had best of 3 playoff matches. They had quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. They didn't have a lower bracket or upper bracket. It was just one bracket. Whoever wins, wins, and if you lose, you lose, pretty much. And by the way, another key factor you want to take into consideration is that this is a huge tournament. The total prize pool was $890,000. The first prize team got $500,000, second place got $200,000, third place got $100,000, fourth place got $50,000, and it trickled down. So how did the karma effect take into place? Did Kuku get his revenge? These are two questions that I look at. So in the group qualifying stages, TNC Predators, a Philippine team, the team that had a mediocre run, 3-2. 3 wins and 2 losses. Then the Chinese team, the best Chinese team in the tournament was Keen Gaming. Keen Gaming had Old Chicken and 11, who by the way are players that Sumail from Evil Geniuses respects heavily. And lastly, you got pretty much Virtus Pro. Virtus Pro entered the tournament representing Team Russia. This was Ramses, Pasha, Roger, Solo, and their coach. Regardless, this was a pretty difficult tournament. If you do bad in any of the matches in the playoffs, you're pretty much eliminated. So moving on, TNC Predators in the first quarterfinals of the playoffs, they 2-0 the Brazilian team, Team Canarinho. They defeat Tavo's team. In the next round, TNC Predators, without Kuku, somehow defeat Virtus Pro, Team White Off. Now, if you still don't believe in karma, well, it's okay, because nothing happened to the people that took down Kuku. The Chinese Dota international scene is still not inflicted here. But even though no Chinese team is affected yet, you can tell that it was a build-up. It was about to happen. It was going to be China versus Philippines. Pinoys versus Chinese. At the finals, grand finals, Keen Gaming versus TNC Predators. And Lord behold, this is where the epic karma would be unleashed. The winner of this series would get top placement of the WESG of 2019 and win $500,000. And guess what happens? You guys guessed it, TNC without Kuku, 2-0 the Chinese team Keen Gaming. This means that the Filipinos win this tournament. Now, how did karma come into play? The fact that TNC made it to the finals, wow, fantastic. But then playing so good without Kuku, their captain, my God, how is that possible? But somehow they take down Team Virtus Pro, and then finally they defeat the Hope of China, Keen Gaming. This was meant to be. It goes to show that if you hurt someone deep down to their soul, to their core, like the way Evil Geniuses kicked Aoi 2000, just like the way Fly from Team OG backstabbed No-Tail, and God rewards No-Tail with TI8 championship, well, this is the same. Karma works in mysterious ways. What goes around comes around. You heard that saying? Well, basically, China took down the heart of Philippine Dota. They took down Kuku. But then karma came back 5 months, as a matter of fact. Just like the way Kuku represents all of Philippines, TNC Predators did him proud by defeating a Chinese team at the grand finals. It goes to show that the heart of every single Pinoy Dota fan, every single Filipino out there, their heart, their determination, it overwhelmed Chinese Dota. They are the champions of WESG, a premier tournament, a tournament with $500,000 first prize pool. Yeah, TNC Predators didn't just win it for themselves, but they also won it for Kuku, for every Filipino fan that was hurt by what happened to Kuku after he was feeling down, after being betrayed and being shut out of this tournament, after being banned for something so little, for saying 2 little words. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. This is Crystal's Chronicle Up. Make sure you subscribe today.
Ayan na po na may nahila. Nahila po si Monkey King na naka-5. Walang damage. Patay na po. Oh, napa-buyback pero wala pa rin damage yan. Ayan na po si AU. Naka-medal, naka-backler. Mamamatay ba? Mamamatay pero magba-buyback yan. O, diba? Basang-basa ko. Na-impel na. Ayan na po. Si Gabi. Sinusugod sa lahat ng base. Lahat sila. Wala nang uwian, guys. Takbuhan na. Si Tips ang mamicro pa, mag-GG na to after reto pag namatay to P, tsaka NS! Naamoy na na po ang pagiging WESG champion. Ayan na, ayan na, ayan na, ayan na, ayan na. Mamamatay pa. Bigyan nyo ng rampage yan. Bigyan nyo ng rampage si Taba. Rampage nag-quit, hindi na nag-GG. What the? No. Hindi na nag-GG. Ay, hindi ko alam kung nag-GG o hindi. Pero yun na nga, panalo tayo. Ang panalo ay ang TNC, ang champion. Wala ako dyan, kaya champion sila. Ayan na. Ang pinaka-problema lang nila is kung sino ang mag-interview. Salamat sa mga nanood. Ang dami nyo palang nanood, guys.